just got home from work today and remembered that I had not done my video for this week. So we're going to talk a little bit about preparation. With everything going on in the world, as many of you I'm sure have seen, we don't really like prep as like preppers, prepping everything and just leaving it and hiding it somewhere or whatever. But I do kind of prepare ahead of time and have things in stock more in bulk, so that if something were to happen, say, a month, we would be fine. Probably more than that, depending on, what, there's a kitty cat coming up here to say hi. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I just keep on hand. I kind of learned this, kind of grew up like this. My mom always kept extra things in the cabinet. Like we never just had one bottle of ketchup or, one can of something. We had, when she took it out of the cabinet, there was one or two more in there. And she still does that, and she doesn't have any kids at home. So that is kind of what I do. If it comes out, if you take it out of, if it's done in the fridge, say we empty a bottle of ketchup, for instance, and somebody takes it out of the cabinet and puts it in the fridge, they are supposed to mark that down. I may have one still in the cabinet, but if they take one out of the cabinet, if they replenish something, they're supposed to mark it down so that I know to go ahead and get that. That way, if it's a week or two before I get it, we don't run out. So let me show you some things that I keep on hand and just kind of keep bulk. Okay, so we're coming in my messy pantry, and this is definitely the unfinished room of the house, but I'm going to show you some things in here that just kind of has, a bulkish feel to it, I guess you could say. Okay, so we do can. So I do have lots of pears up here. But if you look up here, I have freeze-dried eggs, I have freeze-dried milk, and I realize not everyone can do that because they don't have a freeze dryer. But these are times when we have abundance of something and I freeze dry it. Now we do have canned goods. So I do have applesauce, and I do have some, some beans, some pickles, some pie fillings, things like that. And then over here we have jams. I have tomato things. I have tomato sauce. There's some venison canned back there. I have mushrooms that I got on clearance. I've got some, tomato juice, green beans, some pumpkin, some more pickles, some carrots, things like that in here. And then I do have more tomato sauce and beans up here. Now those are all the canned goods. So let me show you what I have in bulk and what I try to keep a good stock on. I did just buy, I'm gonna open that back up. It's a little bit better lighting. And so I did just buy a few things though, just to have, because I was running low and I wanted to make sure, just with how things are going, that we had certain things. All right, so down here on the shelf, I pulled this out of the cabinet. I haven't really used this a whole lot. This is some honey that I got, but I got a few more black beans. Now, one of these containers back here, I think it's this middle back here, actually had black beans in it, and I had a 25-pound bag of black beans, but if you saw on the shelf, I have canned those. And so there, I have pinto beans, and I also have some kidney beans back there. Now, those did not come in those 5-gallon buckets. They did come in paper bags. Let me show you. From a zero like this, except they were 25-pound bags. I'm pretty sure they were 25-pound bags. And they fit in one of those buckets, and that's why I got it. Got the gamma lid to go on it, so those stay good for a really long time. Now, I have been canning the kidney beans and the black beans, so I did go more black beans because we do use those in taco chili, and they're a good source of protein, and they're just good for you. So we do have those. I also keep something, I keep rice, I keep sugar, and I keep oats, and I also have some wheat berries. So back here I have rice. This is white rice, and this one here I believe is brown rice. Now, the rice that I purchased is Cahokia rice. It is a high protein rice, and I get it locally. Actually, we're in Southern Illinois, and they grow it in Cahokia, and so that's where I get it from. It's organic, it's non-GMO, and I get it by the, I think, 25-pound bags. So it just helps because I don't have to buy rice that often, and we really enjoy it. It's high protein, so it's really good for you. And I've actually been mixing the brown and the white together, and because everybody does like the white a little bit better, but I've been mixing the brown and the white, so to kind of use up that brown in case we don't buy any more of that. But let me show you what else. This is probably not as organized as some people, I'm sure. So this is where we keep the sugar. So this is sugar here. These are the 2.5, no, maybe 2-gallon little buckets with the lids like these over here with the rice. So this is sugar, and this is, these two hold sugar. And we usually empty this one, and I'll just switch the lids and kind of rotate them out. And these, I either buy it from Azure in a 25-pound bag or from Aldi. So I do price stuff. And if things are a little bit cheaper at Aldi, or even about the same price, I'll usually get it at Aldi per pound, because I don't have to worry about seeing when our Azure pickup is, because it kind of changes. It has been really changing around. I don't have to worry about making time to go pick it up. I don't have to pay that extra fee. And so this way I can buy, I don't even know, like 2 or 3 bags of sugar, because Aldi has 6-pound bags, and it's a certain kind I buy. It's organic cane sugar, raw organic cane sugar. So I buy that to put in there. Now next is the oats. Now the oats, these are rolled oats, but I actually think this was filled up. I bought some gluten-free, certified gluten-free oats. So that is what is in here, is certified gluten-free oats with the oats. They're kind of mixed together. I know that kind of defeats the purpose, but I did get these from Azure, and I buy 5 pounds at a time. It lasts for quite a while. This, I believe, has some wheat berries in it, because that is what is back here. I have hard red and white wheat berries back there. I will say I haven't done a whole lot with the wheat berries as much as what I thought I would, but I'm getting ready to try some things with those. So you can grind those and with your mill and use them right away. You can also sprout the wheat berries, and what I did was I sprouted them, I freeze dried them, and then I ground them up, and they're supposed to be more shelf stable. Because if you do ground these wheat berries up fresh, you have to use the flour. It has to stay, I think, frozen or refrigerated. It can only last for so long because it is a whole food and it's not been processed or anything like that. I am going to try baking with this type of flour though, because it's really interesting to me, and I want to see if there is a reaction or anything with the gluten that's still in it. So we're going to try that and see. Next up is salt. This is my favorite salt, and I bought, this is my favorite salt, and I bought 3 more bags of this. This is the Redmond salt. Now this is the fine, because this is what we like, and it has so many uses. I use it just like salt. You can sprinkle it in your water if you need minerals. You can sprinkle it in your hand and toss it in your mouth like I've done before, but it's just a really good salt. I even use this salt in canning. Now I have been reorganizing, and I did get a couple of tubs of peanut butter. This is, I was about out of, so I did get this. Did get some lamp oil, because we were, this is something I've actually been needing to get for quite a while. If the power goes out this winter, we do have some lamps, oil lamps that we have in the house, and some of them are low on oil. So got some of that, and I was about out of cast iron soap. But down here you can see I keep a good stock of parchment paper. We've got some salsa down here, and garbanzo beans, cannellini beans, because I didn't grow these or buy these. This is for a specific soup that we make here. Now I am going to show you something that I did is a little bit more prepperish that I've not done before. And I am going to do a little bit more and then call it good. But let me know if you've done this before. So I canned water. Has anybody ever canned water? All right, so if you buy bottled water, say you buy it and store it for, a disaster, or, for something that happens or whatever. Well, that plastic breaks down. It's really only good in those bottles for so long. Well, then this is in glass. So this is really good. It doesn't break down. So, had never done that before. So what I'm kind of doing is I have these extra jars up here, and they're just sitting there on the shelf. So what I think I'm going to do is just take a little bit at a time. I'm going to boil the water. Is what happens is you boil the water for about 10 minutes or so to kind of get some of those chemicals out of it, chlorine, whatever's in there. And then some people pressure can their water. I didn't. I chose not to. So I boiled it for 10 minutes, and then I hot water bathed it, but I actually have a steam canner, so I use my steam canner, and I steam canned it for about 20 minutes. So that's what that is. So we're going to kind of see, how that works out. I think I have 3 gallon. Let me see. 1, 2, 3-ish gallons. I have almost 4 gallons. And so there's 4 people in our house right now. And so that would be about a gallon, but they say about a gallon per day. I don't have enough room to put up, like a week's worth of water somewhere. So I'm just putting this up kind of like buying bottled water, because we don't buy bottled water. And we filter it and apparently can it now. So let me know if you've canned water before and if you have a good store of that. So this is kind of what we're doing. I've been kind of just buying a few extra things just in case. But I've not been going crazy. Making sure we have plenty of toilet paper on hand. Not a crazy amount, but just like a little extra. A little extra toothpaste, a little extra, Band-Aids. I make our ointments and stuff like that, so I don't really buy that kind of stuff. If there's any homeopathic stuff that we use, like for the flu or anything like that, I do make sure that I keep plenty of that on hand. Just stuff like that you're normally, for me, what I'm normally going to use. Just, praying that the world doesn't go really bad and we have to run through all of this. But just to kind of feel, like if something were to happen, like a few years ago when the whole world locked down, this would mean that, we would feel okay. We would be okay. Our freezers are pretty full. We've got plenty of meat in there. We've got our deer meat. We still have part of a cow. We just got part of a pig. I get my butcher box, so we have chicken, and I have some chickens from our chickens that we butchered. So just having, extra stuff where I can just kind of shop the garage and shop the pantry. It's really nice. Let me know if you are prepping anything. Maybe you just live like this, kind of like what we do all the time. And let me know your favorite thing to prep and have on hand. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to be lovely lights today.